LEGO Batman is probably one of the most underrated LEGO games of all time. With games like LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Indiana Jones being released within the same time frame, it's easy to see why LEGO Batman was overshadowed. However, this poses the question, if this game is so underrated, what makes it better than games like LEGO Harry Potter or the LEGO Clone Wars game? To break down why this game is so great, here are three main points: gameplay, soundtrack, and plot. While the core gameplay might be similar to the LEGO Star Wars series and the Indiana Jones games, there are a few main things that make the LEGO Batman game different. The first is the diversity in the characters. While Batman starts out in his classic suit, he's able to swap his costume for added effects while he's in certain situations. For example, he's able to switch his default suit for a glider suit, which gives him the ability to fly for a short time, or he can swap it for a demo suit, which allows him to set remote explosives. Another big game changer was the game's port to the Nintendo DS. The DS game introduced touchscreen capabilities as well as special abilities for the characters, such as Batman's grappling hook or his detonation capsules. In the DS game, there was also no cinematics, instead opting for a slideshow of comic book panels. This version also allowed users to unlock 10 extra characters as well as an exclusive minigame called Villain Hunt. So while the DS game sacrificed some screen size and graphics quality, it was still a solid port for the game. With the console side of the game, there is a noticeable improvement in graphics as well as frame rate. The console game allows the city of Gotham to show its beautiful scenes. Whether you're scaling roofs and seeing the moonlit skyline, or you're in the broken down Gotham City Zoo trying to stop the Joker, the scenery really feels like it's taken straight out of a Batman movie. And even though it's all made of Legos, the level design and attention to detail are truly astonishing. The game's soundtrack is largely taken from Burton's 1989 film, with the DS version taking some music from Batman Returns. Burton's Batman soundtrack is one of the greatest Batman soundtracks of all time, as he perfectly encapsulates the perils and adventure that Batman brings to the table. Even with the opening theme, you're greeted by an opening that's mysterious and foreboding, which quickly takes a turn to become upbeat and thrilling. Then, in every single scene, the music perfectly sets the mood, whether you're just in the Batcave or even when you're flying through the streets of Gotham trying to capture Two-Face. Overall, this is one of the best LEGO video game soundtracks, as it brings the traditional Batman script and then blends it with new pieces of music that helps bring the game together as a whole. The game begins with each of Batman's enemies escaping out of Arkham Asylum and breaking into three groups, which are the three main campaigns of the game. Group 1 is led by the Riddler, whose group is filled with villains who each have their own intricate goal. The Riddler wants to prove his superior intelligence to Batman, as well as receive money on the way. Mr. Freeze wants compensation for his and his wife's condition, and Poison Ivy wants justice for all plant life. With Group 2, led by Penguin, each member resembles an animal of sorts, except for Bane. Their main goal is to use a satellite dish powered by a diamond to mind control penguins and control the people of Gotham. However, just as they try to power the machine, they're apprehended by Batman and Robin. Lastly, in Group 3, Joker, Killer Moth, Scarecrow, Mad Hatter, and Harley Quinn try to intercept chemicals to use for a device to spread laughing gas all throughout Gotham City. However, they would be ultimately defeated at the top of the cathedral as they try to detonate the bombs. With each gang captured, the main campaign is over, but the game isn't fully over there. Upon completion of the main campaign, there is the unlock of the Villains campaign, in which the entire game is flipped to the perspective of the villains. In Chapter 1, you play as the Riddler with his plot to prove his superiority to Batman whilst getting his crew rich. In Chapter 2, you play as Penguin in an attempt to control Gotham City. And in Chapter 3, you play as Joker in an attempt to encloud all of Gotham in laughing gas. Normally, a mode like this would be a DLC, or even a separate game in itself. However, in this twist of a campaign, it's all included within the initial download of the game. And as great as the Heroes campaign is, the Villains campaign is just as good. In conclusion, LEGO Batman, the video game, offers a memorable experience and is often forgotten when discussing great LEGO games. Behind its plot, soundtrack, and gameplay lies one of the greatest LEGO games of all time, and genuinely deserves a playthrough.